Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to JCLEC fellows, friends, distinguished viewers. I am Dr. Haezreena Begum binti Abdul Hamid. I am a criminologist and also the Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Law at University Malaya, Malaysia. So, I feel very honored to talk here and give some of my observations on JCLEC and also in conjunction with Women Empowerment Day. So this is my second time at JCLEC and I've been enjoying every minute of it. So I've had 2 forums. This is the second one on the role of women in terrorism. And the experience has been wonderful, nothing less than amazing. It has speakers that was invited has delivered their thoughts, opinions and speeches in a very distinguished and eloquent way. And it has instilled a sort of a strong aspiration and also confidence in me as a woman, and has been also through this instillment of great confidence, I've been able to disseminate the knowledge that I've attained to my students and whoever that I talk to. In conjunction with Ibu Kartini's memoir and also the celebration and remembrance of the vivacious and feisty woman she was, we have a lot of women of that sort. And we have those values that are inherent in us, which is sometimes unexplored. Therefore, in this 2024 year, in this 21st century, we need to be able to voice our thoughts without any obstruction, without any intimidation, and with firm and confidence. So there is gone were the days where women were subjugated. I know patriarchy is always the enemy that we talk about. That is still there. But it is up to us, women specifically, and to move this and to spearhead whatever that we do without any fear and favor. Remember, women are not just women. We are also the head of the family after the husband. And sometimes women are the sole breadwinner of the family. They give birth, they are someone's wife or someone's sister, someone's child, someone's mother. So we have a lot of inherent strength and qualities that sometimes we do not demonstrate and show. Now, we still have this problem of women in leadership roles, or even those in leadership roles would have limited powers. If you see, there's still women are still being put in supporting roles because women are very detailed, very focused, and they do work very well. They are multi-talented, multi-skilled, and can do multiple jobs at once. In most countries, especially in Southeast Asian countries, we always have the 30% threshold, I think, in most countries, where there need to be participation of women in, especially in leadership roles. But while this is something to be celebrated, unfortunately, sometimes there are situations where the powers given to women in these roles are limited or undermined. Sometimes they are looked at as invisible. Sometimes they will be overpowered. sometimes their decisions are not being honored. So while we strive to have women holding all these great positions and giving these powers to women, we must also be mindful that women can work equally and the same as men. Okay, so we can see we have a lot of great women leaders, and if you see women in all sorts of organizations, they've always been capable and able to carry out the duties that has been tasked upon them. Now, that is on women in leadership roles. I also want to talk about victimization and women's agency. Always remember that women have agency. So even if women are not holding any significant position, even if you are a housewife, you are unemployed, wherever you are, you always have your own agency, you have autonomy, you have the right of choice, you have your right. Yeah? So, if you are unemployed, you are a full-time housewife, a mother at home, you make those decisions on how the house is being run. Okay? You have all the knowledge, you know, you have great time management, you know the needs of your family household. And this is not something that can be written. This is something that's acquired by your daily attention and daily routine. So women don't think that just because if you are not employed or holding any strong positions, you are powerless or helpless. Every single woman, every single female are powerful. Yeah, you are powerful in your own right, no matter whatever you do. For those who consider themselves as being marginalized or vulnerable women, who consider themselves in homes or shelters or even prisons for that matter, remember that you are always a human being, you're always a woman, you have agency, and you have a right to do whatever you want, but maybe it may be constrained. The constraint may come from certain powers or maybe your socio-economic level. Of course, somebody who has greater socio-economic status may have greater spending power. You may not have that socio-economic status, you are less wealthy, but don't think that you are less powerful. You're always powerful in whatever you have. You may be a naturalist. You may be someone who has green hands, who's able to cultivate crops, as opposed to someone who is wealthier than you or who has money but can't even cultivate or plant a simple tree. You see? So we always remember that we have our own distinct and special strength. And before we can spread our love to people, always love yourself first. Do not allow yourself to be degraded. People can degrade you at any time. You always have this thing in mind. You can control yourself, but you can't control others. So if people are to say things or undermine your capability, do not despair. Do not feel hurt. Of course, we as human beings, we may feel slighted, but let it go. Console yourself and always remind yourself, be kind to yourself, love yourself, and just move on. Because we cannot control everything around us, we can control ourselves. So I do hope and I do wish to see women taking the dominant role. And when I say dominant role, it does not mean that you are going to take over the man's role. That's one myth that we are always confusing ourselves with. When we talk about equality, it's not about whatever men do, I can do. It's part of that. But remember, women, we are built a bit differently. We may need longer time to do things. We may require more holidays, for example, because we are given this reproductive system. Yeah, we have certain things that we get every month. Yeah, these are all biological factors. And then we are nurturers. We are caretakers. So even our children sometimes, they want the mothers to be by their side at certain times, especially when they are in need or sick, rather than a father. Of course, this is not generalized. I'm not generalizing, but in most instances, it's like that. So because of that, sometimes women may not want to work at night. So, but that does not mean that women cannot work at night, or that's not gender equality. So gender equality, like I said, does not mean that just because men work at night, therefore women have to also work at night. It doesn't mean that. It means that women can, but women opt to not do that because they want to take care of their family as well. So what I would hope and I would love to see is that women going and charging forward, speak your minds. Do not be undermined and underrated by anyone. Always speak with confidence. Even if your thoughts may not be accepted, you go to a roundtable discussion, maybe your thoughts may not be accepted, that's fine, but your voice is heard. They may not take your views, that's fine, but you have a right to your own thoughts. You can voice whatever you think, however good or however bad it is. Okay? So I hope we can take this moment to celebrate ourselves and celebrate women and be kind and generous and love ourselves and all women out there. Thank you.